somebody comes to you with good intention, not like a Wahhabi trying to confront you, but a person with a good intention comes and they ask, Shaykh Luqman Effendi, can you explain to me what's your reason, personal reason that you have love for Holy Prophet ﷺ? What is it about him for you? What would your answer be?
BismillahirRahmanirRahim. I will tell him I cannot sincerely say that I love him. What gives me the right to say directly that I love the Prophet ﷺ? But I may say about my Shaykh, and I may give reasons why I love my Shaykh. Maybe that love is not 100% sincere. But I may say, what are my intentions for my love for my Shaykh? And one of the reasons there is because my Shaykh taught me how to love the Prophet ﷺ. How he taught me to love? Because he was embodying those characteristics. Those characteristics now, it's not characteristics that I saw in a video, or I saw in a movie, or I read in a book. I saw it with life, by someone who is representing him, not just by people. Yani, if you are having haqq, everyone is representing the Prophet ﷺ in one way or another. But that one has been chosen by Allah and His Prophet and 40 grand sheikhs to one of the things that he was doing, is to awaken the love of the Prophet ﷺ in our hearts. So that love of the Prophet now, when I was with my Shaykh, when he was here physically, that love continues, of course, in different ways. We're not going to talk about that now. But at that time, then it was a love that was it was not two-dimensional. It wasn't just something that was emotional. It wasn't just something that made me feel good. Like I said, anyone can show the love of the Prophet ﷺ, those ones who are representing him one way or another. But when it comes to tasawwuf, when it comes to the sheikhs, their representation is specific. And what he made me feel was also more love and more understanding of the Sahabis. Because it is impossible to love the Prophet ﷺ if you don't love the Sahabis. What I mean by that is we understand a little bit of what they went through. Even if it's just 0.1%, we understand a little bit more. The difficulties, the passion, the love, the ups, the downs, everything is there. And you can only understand that kind of love more sincerely if you are in the way. If you are in tasawwuf, if you're in tariqat. Beyond that, it's lacking. Inside of that is more full. And depending on which level that you are at or which path that you're running in, that much that you will get, that much it will be more. You cannot express that love in one way, impossible. That love is never ending, infinite. There are 124,000 Sahabis. At least 124,000 ways of loving him. We are not those ones who make distinction, saying this one loves him more, this one loves him less. No, everyone loves him according to their own way. And as people of Ahlul Sunnah, then it gives you the the beauty of saying, in this time in my life, I can be like this only. But I'm hoping in another time in my life, I can be like that. And I can love like that. And I can love like that. And I can love like that. Yes? So that you are not just stuck also. And there are different phases. So, if you ask me the question why I love my Shaykh, because he looks at me as I'm someone with value. World doesn't give you value. Whole world looking at people, they are just not even a number. But it is, it grabs your heart now. It gives you faith now to think someone who is so beloved to Allah and Allah gives him so much value and he's looking at us and he gives us value. So, and the love that he shows and he awakens in our hearts as much as we're opening our hearts, that much more we can love for the sake of Allah. And with that love comes understanding, it comes wisdom, it comes responsibilities, it comes so many things now. But you feel alive. You don't feel dead. You don't feel useless. You don't feel like you're just a number or less than a number. You feel very humbled with that also. Because more they give you value, more you must feel that you are a servant and you want to become zero. Who are you that they should give value to you? And once they give value to you, Allah gives value to us, subhanahu wa ta'ala. Imagine. So many of us, Allahu alam, if our parents give us value, or this, let's say, governor of this city gives us value, or this state, or the president gives, who gives us value? But once they look at us with those kinds of divine look that Allah has created us, and of course He has given us value, and He makes us to look a little bit like that to us. Look at ourselves and say, oh, I have value also. But you're not looking at that value through what the world is thinking, or what your desires and what your ego is thinking. You're looking at it according to their eyes. Then although you are one, you don't feel alone. You feel that you are part of this reality that has always been and it will continue to be. And that you matter. There is meaning. Mankind, they can endure the biggest sufferings when there is meaning to why the sufferings are. But mankind, let alone suffering, if they have the biggest pleasures in this life, but there is no meaning, it is already a hell. A hell is a place for people who don't give value to themselves. So, we must look to Allah to see how He looks at us. We must look to see how the Prophet ﷺ look at us. We must see how our Shaykh looks at us. Then we can understand. That is the mirror. Don't give value to yourself like that. Your ego will trick you. You understand? May Allah forgive me, inshallah. May Allah make us to have more meaning and more power and more work and more service, inshallah. May they forgive us. May they not separate us from them in this world or the next. Fatiha. Amin, inshallah.